Keep that energy going. This is a great night. Keep it going for Lori. Keep it going for Lori. Well,
Is this a good height? Okay. So yesterday was my birthday. March 4th, not only a date, but a vague command. When I was born, my father refused to acknowledge I was his. And my mother had to sue him to get his name put on my birth certificate so it wouldn't say father unknown. She was a single mom with bipolar disorder and kleptomania, and what I'd come to figure out was compulsive hoarding, made up for some challenges growing up. I had to keep her from beating up people at the thrift store. I had to not die of embarrassment when she would steal food from buffets. We got thrown out of restaurants all over town. There was one time a manager was chasing us out of the building, and my mom pulled ham out of her purse and threw it at him. There were good times too. Sometimes she would pull me out of school, and we would go on surprise vacations. My favorite place was Wheels Inn across the border in Canada. That hotel was awesome. They had bowling alley, they had an arcade game, they had indoor water slides, which was super rare at the time. And the way to get to Wheels Inn was down the 401 highway, or as my mom liked to call it, the Death Highway. She called it the Death Highway because it was a 2-lane stretch of road and it was prone to semi-truck rollovers. So this gave her a certain amount of apprehension driving. But she figured out a solution. If I would sing every time she'd pass a semi-truck, she would remember I was in the car next to her and she wouldn't drive off the side of the road and kill us. True story. We decided on Ain't No Road Too Long by Waylon Jennings. I knew it from the Sesame Street movie Follow That Bird. Because for context, I was probably in the 3rd grade, sitting next to my mom, literally singing for my life. I had no choice. I wasn't driving the car. Ain't no mountain you can't climb. You hang on tight and just make up your mind. Once you set your heart to moving on, there ain't no road too long. We didn't die, so I guess I won my challenge. The next year, I successfully lobbied against the Death Highway, and we decided to head north over the Blue Water Bridge into Canada, where we promptly learned she was scared of bridges, because she stopped the car midway bridge and refused to go on. It was hard. In fact, it was a challenge being the adult in the car, waiting for Customs and Border Patrol to come into my car and drive my mom and me across the bridge. My mom was in the back seat with a blanket over her head. This happened all the time. There was another time, I was just watching TV, probably a little close to the television, and my mom called me because she had had a vision. There was a crack above the ceiling, and she told me she had a vision of the ceiling and the ceiling fan coming down and killing me. 1 in 10. It was a challenge to figure out what to do with that. But I had no choice. I had to scooch to another place and maybe sit down away from the ceiling fan, but I lived. And I kept facing challenges, and I kept meeting them. It was a challenge when she died. I was 24, and it was literally you and me against the world. But again, I had no choice. I've seen so many challenges, great and small, since then. I could write a book. I might. But I'll face them all, because she taught me to be durable. And I march forth, because that's who I am. Thank you.